Hello there YouTube, and welcome to another Carboot Haul video featuring the kitten Beans. There she is. Say hi, Beans. So, today we didn't grab a great deal. We got some stuff down here to show you, some stuff here, a few bits around there, a few bits here, a few bits there, and something that for the first time ever we can actually show you. So we've got all of this stuff that we're going to talk about, and then we have these two massive boxes here. Now, these two boxes are full of vintage men's magazines. There's a small pile on the top there which are not men's magazines, but we can't show those on the YouTube, but we're going to try and push those on for a bit more money somewhere else. So, let's start up here. So there's a load of Halloween decorations here. This guy was £1. I think this one was £1.50. I think they wanted 3 for this one and 2 for that one. However it worked out, it was £7.50 for the 4 of them, which I thought was quite a fair price. The same seller actually had these videos down here that he wanted 20p each for. So we got Doug's First Movie. We got Bionicle, the movie. That's the Lego one. Gummy Bears, Welcome to Gummy Glen. Darkwing Duck, Justice Ducks Unite. Tailspin, Daredevil Bears. This I've never seen or heard of. That Darn Cat. So yeah, I need to look into that. I've never heard of that one. Recess, School's Out, which looks like the more modern Recess from what I watched. And Goof Troop, Going Fishing. So because I had 8, it was about £1.60, and I paid £7.50 for the rest, and so I just give them £2 for those. So it was £9.50 for all the Halloween decorations and all the cassettes. Right, seeing as I'm sat down, we might as well start here. I bought this for £1. It's a nice little solid bit of wood that's been hand carved to be a nice little trinket box. On the bottom, it has all these details made by someone in Barbados, and they wanted £30 for it. It's a lot of money for this tiny little box, but £1's good. Bought this nice bit of agate for 50p. It's a real shame they've put the sticker like right over the nice bit of the agate. Why didn't you put it on the bottom rather than there? Very strange. But yeah, 50p, can't go wrong for a big chunk of agate. Our friend who gave me the Transformer, or tried to give me a little Transformer for free the other week, also had some little Lego bits. This one's nice because it opens up and there's like a little crystal thing inside. Probably can't do it with one hand, but yeah, there's like a little crystal hidden inside of there. Come on, don't break, but open. Never mind. Yeah, I said, how much for those? And he said, have them for free, mate. And he's such a good lad. I was like, nah, have 50p, because I'll probably use them for D&D somewhere. I bought these little figurines. These were 50p each. They're surprisingly vintage, I think. It does say 95 on the bottom, but I don't know what they're actually from. If anyone knows what these weird-looking figurines are from, please let me know. Bought this for 50p, some sort of like Transformer bug knockoff thing. Bought this for £3. Fella had a really nice jacket, but it was £25. I wasn't having that. But yeah, really like this hand-painted thing for £3. Turns out he's someone that works at Glastonbury and knew my boss and his kids. So yeah, that was pretty cool. On the bottom, it does say £12. So at one point, it was £12, but it was only 3 when I bought it. But yeah, thought that was really pretty. Reminded me of my time in Nepal. Bought some vintage action figures for £1 each. This is Metalhead, and I forget this one's name. This is actually a more modern one of Rocksteady, I think that one is. What are you eating, little kitten? She's a little terror. And that was another vintage one, and I think that's Halo. So yeah, paid a £5 for those. Right, didn't buy the cat at the car boot. She was here already. I can't remember if this was 50p or £1, but thought it would make a nice pipe sort of thing for Dungeons and Dragons. It's obviously broken in multiple places, but it's a pretty looking bit of kit. Bought this for 50p. Again, thought it could be a Dungeons and Dragons diorama. Same guy had this little Wallace keyring, and he had a vintage Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles badge, which I can't actually find. Don't know where I've put that. Bought this whole string of badges for £1, and the bloke threw in that and this as well. So that was nice. Most of them are Polish, but there's a few that are like old Russian-y things. Bought this for 50p. This like Valentine's Cupid. Bought this for £1. Vintage Turtles. Same seller had this. This is a nice Schleich one. This is one of the ones I actually collect. I quite like these weird looking ones. She also had a big box of Playmobil, so I thought I'd pull some bits out that could potentially be used as bits of dioramas. She then wanted £4 for that. In fact, she wanted a £5 for that lot, which is far too much money. But she wasn't budgeted on price except for £1, so I spent £4 there, £5 including that other figurine. This fella had 3 boxes of toys, like not all this, but it was one of these boxes, but it was split into 3. And I started rummaging in. There's bits of Playmobil, there's bits of Lego, there's toy cars, there's watches, there's all sorts of stuff. And I flipped through and I started pulling out a little pile of bits and pieces. And he went, you know what, mate, I'm selling all that as a job lot, £5 for everything. So I thought, sod it, I'll just buy it and we'll sort it out when we get home. There was enough Lego in there that I think it's worthwhile. But I'll do a whole separate video of what's in the box there. Bought this big box of crystals. She wanted 10 for that, and then these were a bit extra. In the end, we settled on £15. This is actually a very, very nice one. I don't know if you can see that shine, but that probably was worth more than what she charged me overall. That, I think, is coral, which is very rare. And then there's some very nice bits in here. This is certainly worth the money, I think. So yeah, that whole little pile there ended up being £15. Some lady had some little fossils and gemstones. These ones were like a couple of quid for the egg, I think. And then I think it was £1 for some of the other little bits. She also had something else. She had 2 books that I'll show you later on that were £1. So it ended up being £9 in total. Load of Amstrad games. Outrun, which is a bit of a classic, I think. Skate Rock, which I haven't heard of. Bronx Street Cop. Rescue on Fractulus. Oh, sorry, I'm probably not holding these in the right way. Popeye 2. A Pack of Aces games. Scalextrics. Seymour, does that say? I don't know. Thomas the Tank Engine and Friends. And Thunderblade. Now, I remember Thunderblade being on the Mega Drive. So I bought 8 from someone for a £5, and then I bought 2 from someone else for £1. So I ended up spending £7 on the lot there. Got Assassin's Creed Origins for £1. Obviously not a lot cheaper than if you bought it in CX. Got this nice Adidas shirt for £1. Did a bundle job lot of stuff with a young fella. Got this vintage ET, vintage Squirtle, Haribo Bear, this little thing, and something else. I ended up spending a £5. Bought this little mask for £1. This came from Mike, who normally sells me stuff for Mother's Dolls Houses. This is like Road for Dungeons and Dragons. That would be perfect. Some enamel advertising signs. So they're just stickers that I can use. And some like vintage looking tools, which would be the right size for D&D. I wanted a £5 for that little lot, so couldn't really complain. Got these badges at 20p each. Some of them might be nicer than others. There's a lot of them that are like American football looking. This one, which is French and has Ronald McDonald on. There's a load that are cars that keep falling over. So that's 911 Porsche thing. There's one of a Trans Am. Some Esso Peugeot thing. Mercedes badge. Sense Parks badge. This one's really cool, actually. Live to ride, live, I don't know. Yeah, so in the end I spent £2 on the whole pile. Don't know if that'll focus. Chevrolet, maybe? Who knows? £2, we'll just stick them, where things go to be sold. California and Kansas City, Walt Disney spoons. They were £1 each. Same seller had this, which she wanted £3 for. So I ended up spending a £5. Thought this was quite nice, little weird egg thing. You can open it up. Don't know why it's got that there. Don't think it's a music box, but it does look like you could almost pull or twist that. So I think that's a bit strange, but that was quite cool. Bought this Because I thought, oh, look at that, new with the tags. Disneyland Paris Christmas bauble. Don't know if that bit broke on the way home or whether it was broken when I bought it. And it does have a bit of scuff on it, which again might have been me carrying it around in my bag full of stuff. Or it might have come like that, I don't know. We're almost at the end now. Bought this really beautiful wooden dragon. It was 20 quid. Ugh, but it's one solid bit of wood that's been hand carved. Really, I'd probably prefer to display it that way, because you can see his hand then. But there's some like serious fading of some kind going on here. I don't know why he's like pristine looking there and dodgy looking there. Maybe just needs some wax or something. I don't know. But he was 20 quid. Bought this book on the Freemasons for 50p. So some of these magazines, I asked how much they were. They said they were £1 each. So we got Marvel, Special Kroll, Marvel Superheroes, First Giant Issue, Happy New Year, Fantastic Four, Fantastic Adventures, Thrilling Wonder Stories, and another Fantastic Adventures. So I think that was 6 in total. And I said, how much? And he said 4 quid. So they ended up being less than £1 each. This was £1, and so was this Batman annual. And they came from the same people who had those weird little gemstones over there. So yeah, another video will follow. It probably won't be today. It'll probably be tomorrow, of what's in the box there. Unfortunately, I'm never going to be able to show on camera what we have in here. There were a few odd ones that I might be able to show from the top, like Star Jaws and Commando and Wizard and a Stingray annual. But yeah, the majority of that box is very, very naughty, let's say. So that's not going to be shown on camera. But we'll get rid of it somehow, guys. And hopefully it will have some value to someone. Anyway, that's the day's video. Hope you enjoyed it, guys. And we'll catch you next time. Bye.